Asheville Greenworks is a volunteer environmental nonprofit organization with a mission of cleaning and greening Asheville and Buncombe County.
Well, I think, it's just been so important, it's almost hard to document.
We're a community-based volunteer environmental group. I mean, that's the boilerplate of what we are, but we're so much more than that.
It's sort of complicated because Greenworks, we do so many things here. We're not just one organization. We're here for so much more. We're here for trees downtown. We're here for beautification projects in neighborhoods. We're here for Adopt a Street programs, greenways, community orchards.
DOT works with us really well out on the highways. We work at post offices, fire departments.
Take out groups of volunteers that want to do a river cleanup or a stream cleanup, work with building parks, playgrounds.
That's really the most important part, is what we're doing with our planet and our environment, and you have to act locally to get those kinds of things going.
So we started in the bicentennial year of 1973, actually, to get ready for 1976, and we cleaned up and we beautified. And then ever since, almost 40 years, we've been improving the environment and improving the quality of life in Asheville and Buncombe County.
The beginning was quite a civic undertaking by the businesses in Asheville and the Chamber of Commerce, called Quality 76.
There was some concerned residents of Asheville who had just made a trip to Switzerland, and they found that their mountain towns were beautiful and clean, and they knew that Asheville, being a mountain town as well, could be the same way. So they came back with this idea and put together through the Model Cities project an organization that would allow people to get to work.
It really wasn't a political thing at all. The Asheville Chamber of Commerce wanted to do something special for the bicentennial.
Well, there were a lot of different initiatives to teach people not to litter and to think about the environment.
Litter cleanups, working on the rivers and streams, putting trees in public spaces.
That's another big thing that Asheville Greenworks has been involved in, is the recycling.
We talked to the county commissioners about recycling, trying to get recycling going.
I remember Gene going out of the office every day almost and going to some factory or some break room at some company and encouraging those people to think about litter and waste. She had a slideshow that she would take out. And I want to say that she reached almost everybody in Buncombe County.
You know, we, for the last 40 years, have had the privilege of being in the school system, you know, where we can go in and talk to kids about waste reduction.
Well, Katie Cleanup wrote a curriculum for schools and took the curriculum into the schools.
All of the kids knew Katie Cleanup, and she would come in and talk to kids about trash, talk to kids about waste reduction, which that wasn't really a popular thing in America at that time to talk about.
I mean, now people are attuned to recycling, but we had a hard time convincing people.
There's this costume that is made up of plastic sacks, and it's the number of plastic sacks that one individual would use in a year. They had started projects. Every community around the county had little projects. And it was all part, you know, of the first Quality 76.
We give people an opportunity to improve their own environment. Instead of expecting the government to do it for them, we let them get in there and get involved.
And then another group was interested in river cleanup.
there were whole cars in the Swannanoa River. People would just take their dead car and take it down and push it in, and you see the car sticking up in the back. And so we had guys in wetsuits clean up the river.
The French Broad was like a sewer, and then they had the Clean Water Act in '74, and the federal government mandated that things begin to be cleaned up.
We all worked with the Land of Sky Regional Council to create a totally different environment in the rivers with the river parks.
The bankers and the Chamber of Commerce and the civic clubs really pulled together to start Quality 76, and they got some planning done and did clean up. But after it was over, where do you go?
They had seen what could be done through the 3 years of Quality 76. They could see that if we kept some kind of an organization doing these same kind of things, that it was good for the community.
So the organization from 73 to 76 was Quality 76. From 1976 forward, they were called Quality Forward.
Meaning move forward and improve things in the quality of life arena.
I was asked to be a director in about '78, and Susan had been involved with the Quality 76 with beautification, and so she was in the office and we worked together from there on.
But we were a big part of the downtown revitalization and rehab of downtown. It didn't happen just in the 80s. We had started a lot of initiatives downtown, like Hallelujah Asheville on Wall Street.
Right.
And we would have music and entertainment and get people out in the green spaces and enjoy them. And we had people involved that wouldn't have been interested in just a tree planted, but they might be interested in the cultural end of things.
We were involved with Keep America Beautiful, and with a system called the Clean Community System, which was a big anti-litter push.
We would think of ways to get everybody involved. We were very grassroots, very grassroots. And we never had a lot of money.
No.
We never had an endowment or a way to really fund something big. We always had to just figure out ways to create these projects.
The awareness and the education, I think, have really paid off.
And then when it became Asheville Greenworks, we grew a lot and got more people involved.
We just have such a tight-knit feeling of community when you do something like that with many, many, many volunteers. It takes a community to do it.
So Susan had told me a story that she had moved to Asheville in, I believe, 1976 with her son, and she began working part-time with Quality Forward for Gene Webb.
Well, Gene Webb was my director when I worked there part-time as a secretary and a coordinator. And then in 1983 or so, she retired and I became the executive director.
It was just obvious that she should move in and be the executive director. And it really was a blessing for Quality Forward, because I worked with the Clean Community System and the litter program, but I was not real involved in the beautification. And because Susan is so steeped in her love for trees and horticulture and comes from her family, she added a depth and a passion for that's why it's worked the way it has.
Yeah, I think we're obligated to give back to our community. We can't just take, and we can't just presume other people are going to do it for us.
If you care about Asheville, you can find your niche, your way to contribute, because we're citizens and we're supposed to contribute to our society beyond just, oh, I pay my taxes, oh, I do my bills. We're contributing citizenry, and the fact that we vote, and the fact that we go out and care about our city, and the fact that we go out and want to make it a better place to live.
We're going to put more of our energy into the next generation. That is the future of Asheville Greenworks, is environmental education. And then second to that, but it shouldn't be second place, is we're going to continue with our cleanup efforts. You're going to continue to see hundreds of volunteers with our vests cleaning up roadsides, working on planting more trees, making composting, commercial composting, a normal for everyone at home. We're going to continue to grow, which is exciting, daunting and exciting.
We're gonna work with the city on our community orchard, so we'll put out a sign and be like, blackberries are ripe or blueberries are ripe, and everyone can just come in and take nature's bounty. And then we're also working on our Greenway project, so that you can bike from south to north Asheville, and within the next 50 years, the city is looking to make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, the city of Asheville is great, but it's only great because the people that live here and the organizations that strive to make it great. And Asheville Greenworks is one of those groups. You know, without, you know, expecting the city of Asheville to be able to accomplish what it does without its great partners like Asheville Greenworks is just not realistic. So they're really a critical partner in making the city what it is.
I hope everybody's civic-minded. If you know what civic-minded means, it means you're involved in your community and you keep engaged. But you got to keep working on it. You got to have patience. We had a lot of patience over the years.